All right. Hello, welcome back. It's been a week. Oh my God. Well, two, kind of technically. I guess skipped 1 week of streaming, but it's been 2 weeks, I guess, since the last time I saw you guys. So hopefully everybody's doing awesome. It's been a crazy last couple weeks with Briarfest ending and all the crazy stuff that happens post Briarfest of the con hangover and the overexcitement and maybe the overspending. I think most people have been there. It was crazy to see the different variations that were popping up and kind of what the numbers on those were. Some people made good bets in their high stakes pony gambling, and some people made bad bets in their high stakes pony gambling. So it kind of depends on what you were doing. Briar kind of threw some stuff in there that was a little bit unexpected. Let me see if I can find that stuff. So if I go share my screen over here. So for the special runs, they had To the Ties That Bind Us, which was the silver, originally in the Wedgwood Appaloosa Briar pattern. I don't even know what we're going to call that. What do they call it? They don't say it. Decorator model does not say what they've named it, if they've named it anything. So all the different briars on its bum creating the Appaloosa pattern. There was a gold version. So the original blue was, pardon me, 1,063 pieces. The gold was 1,062 pieces, so slightly more rare by one. And then it looks like the micro run, which it appears all the micro runs were 75. So the silver is way harder to find than the other ones, which is kind of cool. Then for YOLO, which I think people were a little bit confused. That happens every year, every time that there's undeclared variations where people are like, oh my God, where did these come from? I ordered this one and I got that one. Sometimes it's good, sometimes not so good, but depends on your preference. Usually they make it more worth our while because the variations, even if you don't necessarily like them, they are more valuable because they're smaller runs. So YOLO was 50-50 split in Dapple Gray and then the Sabino version, and then 75 pieces of the Uffington-like hollow black. So holographic paint over kind of a black base, which kind of is a neat look on him, especially with the dark feathers. It looks really cool. Future is Bright came in the hair variation. So 75% of the run had the long flowing hair, which everybody was excited for. And then 25% had the roach mane, which seems like it's a little bit less popular. I personally like him with the hair too. So there's that. It's a very cool look for him, I think. I'm not a big roached. Well, what gave it away? All the crazy stuff that I sculpted with all the crazy hair? Anyway, so that's a thing. And then Get This Party Started was a 50-50 split. So there was no micro run of the Future is Bright. There was just the 50 or 75-25 split. Get This Party Started was probably my favorite micro run variation, to be honest, because this color I love. I had a what do they call it? Mirror and reflections, mirror image and reflector. Maybe that, I can't remember. The Lonesome Glory in the color shift blue purple with reversed versions of a frame Overo pattern, which is super cool. So anyways, we'll get to the numbers. 50-50, so 1,113 pieces of the Overo, or the black piebald, Overo piebald. And then the frame Overo buckskin was one less at 1,112 pieces, and then a secret micro run of the really cool color shift blue purple, which I love. And actually Candace on Call Me Candace on YouTube called it and had the idea for the blue decorator, which is kind of cool. There was some cool stuff with that. It's always fun to see what speculations work out and what don't. There was a really cool icy deco that was kind of based on the, I'm surprised that they didn't do the Diamond Jubilee thing, because that would have been really cool. The Clearwear Overo, which would look like diamonds but white at the same time. Oh, it was so pretty. Go check her page out on YouTube. Very, very cool. Let the good times roll. Maybe I'll just pull it up and scroll over to it in a second. So 50-50 split between 1,250 pieces and 1,250 pieces between the loose mane, which I love, and the braided mane. Less my thing. I don't like the contained locks. Not as much. But people were really excited. One was matte, one was glossy, so that threw people for a double loop. I think I've seen more people looking for the loose mane and tail version. So, and then Hoopla was online exclusive. Let me see. Hoopla was an online exclusive that came in matte, and then they let us know that there's going to be a glossy version. So that was 750 pieces of the glossy, which is 25% of the run. Shindig, everybody's freaking out about this one. So I've seen tons of ISOs for the glossy Hoopla, this guy right here. And then I've seen tons and tons of people looking for this blue-orange decorator of the little Yorgi guy, or Giorgio, I think they call him. Yeah, it says right there. So Shaded Gray Sabino, 2,925 pieces, and then only 75 of the little micro run of the online guy. Oh my gosh. I've seen these guys go for, there was a bid on one for $1,000. So yeah, wow, that's the thing. Crazy, crazy. I love his little blue feet. And the blue-orange color is a very interesting mix. I really like it. It's complementary, but it's not 100% my thing. If they had it blue to, I don't know, something else, I'd be a little bit more excited for it. But at $1,000 a pop, well, between $500 and $1,000 a pop, that's out of my price range. I had to be very good for this Breyerfest. So I was, wow, I just did something crazy with my screen. How do I do that? Ta-da. See, it's been like a week and I don't remember how to do any of this. Sorry about my crazy cold lighting and weird things on my eyeballs, because I didn't light myself properly, but that's okay. I ended up with one surprise horse, which was the Totalas. So let me see if they have him up here too. And I ended up with a matte Palomino Pinto. So those are the colors, those are the matte ones, and they did split these ones really interestingly. So you have the Silver Bay, Blue Roan, Dapple Gray. They're calling this one a looks kind of Sooty Palomino to me. Everybody's been saying Sooty Palomino, but they're saying it's sorrel, flaxen livered sorrel, I think, is what they were telling us it is. Matte Flexen livered chestnut. So they got progressively more rare as they line them up here, and then the Palomino in matte is the most rare. So matte Silver Bay, 1,150. Matte Blue Roan, oh, they messed it up. I lied. They didn't do it in order here. The Blue Roan was 1,625 pieces, so about double what the rarest in the run was, which was the Palomino Pinto. Matte Dapple Gray, 965. Matte Liver Flexen Chestnut, 1,020 pieces, and the Tobiano Palomino was 870. And then there was 5. What? There was only one was available only in matte. Okay, so the Blue Roan was only matte, and then the Deco was only available in glossy, which is kind of cool. So that technically makes them slightly more rare because there's not 2 variations of each. A lot of people were super excited to see Totalis as the, or however you say his name, Tortilla, as the surprise horse. He's super pretty. Lots of people who sell those little metal bases are going to be making bank because most people want to switch them out. But pretty happy with the little Palomino Pinto. He's quite cute, although the Flexen is really, they're all really cute. He's just so cute. He's got a cute face. Then on to the glossies, which everybody loves glossies. And if you don't love glossies, that's okay. There's more glossies for all the rest of us that do this over the glossies. Glossy Silver Bay, 384 pieces. Glossy Dapple Gray, 384 pieces. So basically all of them were 384 pieces except for the Decorator at 634. So quite substantially more rare, which is kind of cool. And the Decorator was really fun. It reminds me of like a Decorator fantasy fawn in the colorway. They said he's kind of based on Carpe Diem. So it's like it's like something out of the Frozen universe because it's that kind of color palette, and then you have the little fawn spots on it. I don't know. Maybe they should have put a horn on it, and then it would have been like a frozen unicorn. Anyway, next time. Also, all the colors were delicious in gloss. It makes the colors pop. They're more saturated. They're delicious. Yes. So that was that. Hopefully you got the ponies you were looking for. I got the mare in foal as well. Mine haven't shipped to me yet, or I'd show you on the screen. And there was no variations of the mare in foal, with the exception of they must have reground plastic at some point in time because some of the foals glow, like glow in the dark. So if you bought a foal and a mare in a foal, or just the foal, or however you did it, then check it because it might glow in the dark. I haven't seen any of the mares glow in the dark, just the foals, and it's pretty cool. So check it out. Oh, we have tons of people in chat. We have Karen, good morning. Kimberly, good morning. Christy, hello, welcome. Karen's going to Chincoteague. Very cool. That'll be awesome. I want to do pony penning one day, maybe. We'll see. We need stars to align, but it'd be kind of cool. Jody, hello, welcome. Morgan, hello, from Canada. I don't know why I put on a British accent for Canada, but yeah, we still have the King of Canada, which is Prince Charles, so technically we're kind of British. Lizzie, hello. Brenda, also from Canada. Hello. See, can't help myself. At least it's not the sassy Venezuelan accent, because that's crazy. Morgan, I don't like the mold at all personally. He's not he's cute, but he's not one I collect. So I might be rehoming my Palomino depending on how cute he is when he gets here. So, or my Palomino Pinto, I guess, because you could be confused. Lizzie, personally shocked. You like the one with more hair? No, me? Oh, I don't know. It's like a thing. It was so funny because when I went through chemo and I was totally bald, it was the easiest self-care shower. You go in the shower and it takes you 3 seconds and you're like, now what do I do? Because without washing your hair, what do you do? It's crazy. And I loved wearing wigs because you could just take it off the little wig stand and go boop, 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 shake it out, put it on, and you were good. It looked amazing. You didn't have to style it. It was awesome. And then your head could breathe. That's yeah, it was crazy. But anyway, weird sides. I liked the not having hair, but I loved the hair. Speaking of hair, we'll do that in a minute. Ha 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 ha. I will continue with the comments. I get distracted really easily. You guys need to have a drinking game or something every time I find a squirrel and chase it. Holly, hello, Holly, welcome. Need a glossy hoopla. Ooh. And the deco because I conquered the mold. Very, very fun. Hoopla is very pretty. He sold for $2,200? The little Yorkie guy? Oh my god. Morgan, I paid off some stuff and I'm counting it as Briarfest stuff. Totally fair. There's all sorts of sales available. It wasn't just Briar. Stone had their things. There was tons of stuff going on with other artists. Lots of really good deals on stuff if you were looking for painted things. I was seeing a lot of sales and dips in prices, which is always nice for the people that are buying the things. Matt City Palomino. Ooh. Oh yeah, I think it's a City Palomino too, Morgan. So I don't know what Briar's. It doesn't look like Flex and Chestnut, but you could, I guess, do that. Briar Warehouse has shipping issues with Shindig printing duplicate labels. Well, that's not going to end well because if they ended up selling out, then people will be getting two, and that will suck. So anyway, I think I saw one person get a double. I didn't realize it was a wider spread issue. They really need to maybe change their shipping warehouse. Yeah, they're having so many issues with that. But anyway, The only one I don't like is the deco. It's kind of fun. You never know. It's kind of a neat color and it's definitely popular. So it's always good if you don't like it, that it sells well. Morgan, got my online stuff, waiting for pickup stuff and my resin. Ooh, very nice. Hello, Andrea. Welcome. Karen, need to go. Oh, you needs to go, even if it's just springtime. With all the babies? I need to get up to the Wildies. I was just at the beginning of the big congregation of the Wildies up here. So all of the bands come together to protect all the babies. And it's a whole thing. So hopefully next year I can go up and be there for the big congregation, because that's when you get all the action and the shots of really cool stuff going on. Not that I didn't see really nice things. They had already started to congregate, but it was too far for us to get to that day. So super, super cool. Katie, Mark safe from Seize the Day Surprise. Or Katie, rest in peace from my liver. I'm sorry. The squirrels are many. So don't take it up unless you have good tolerance. Lizzie, that's okay. Nicholas was buckskin and the color on the model is definitely bay. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And they've been using Leslie a lot for a lot of really crazy colors that are like mind bending. Like all the volunteer models were crazy colors, and it's like sometimes they look really cool in theory, and I don't know that they look as cool when they're, I don't know. There's some horse colors that are like, it's possible, but maybe not pretty. So but people like that too, where it's rare color and weird and different. So we have lots and lots of all the normal colors. Oh wow, Sandy said I ordered 4 and received 7. Hopefully you got one of the decorator ones. um, let's see. You said you're going to a show. Show us the diamond fantasy that someone dreamed up. Yeah, let's see if I can find it without wrecking this. This is Candace 2 is the Briar channel. So here. Now if I go here, where was the deco?
Sticker Mule's production process makes it easy to get.
I will mute that so I don't totally break your brain cells. All right, let's see if I can find there. I will pause it when it gets to it. She's talking for a second. So she is speculating on the different things here. I really, really like her speculations because she did all the graphics to go with it, which is really cool. This is the diamond clear. No! Oh, touch it. She also, damn it. See, I try and zoom in. So she guessed kind of a bay. But then this was the diamond, and I'll see if I can do that without making it crazy. So it is a like holographic glittery Pinto, and it looked incredible. Like this would have been the coolest thing to do, just diamond decorators for all of them, because Diamond Jubilee. But yeah, anyway, we didn't get that, which is okay. But maybe Briar looks at these and gets some ideas. So guess the hair variation said they probably wouldn't do the matte because everybody was excited about the glossy, but that was also lies. Some really cool variations. She's like, we could do like this would have been really neat too. This was a honey bay, or kind of honeyish bay, more of a vintage style Marin fold, which would have been really cool. And then another kind of pearly, diamondy silver, which would have been really fun. YOLO, she was thinking maybe the different hair variations, a lighter color. I really, really like the Resist Dapple on him, so that would have been really cool. Some surprise speculations, going through kind of what makes a surprise. There was a lighter colored old timer and then a pink old timer, which is kind of fun. And then that's kind of actually like the shindig that we saw, where it was kind of a blue decorator on top and then the orange. speculations. We already saw that there was a main variation on that. There was a total gold charm version of this, a different kind of Merle there. So very, very cool. And then narrowing down what the surprise horse could be. And Totalus was not on the list there. So that's crazy. But anyway, super, super fun. I really like it. The guesses were kind of cool. Here is another fun one where it's kind of like a crazy blue reverse decorator pinto. I know Stormy Strike did also a variation of the like all the variation speculation. There's a whole bunch of them out there. This one, I just like the visualness of it. Candace does a really good job. So yeah, super cool. I wanted the really cool, pretty one. Yeah, the Diamond Croy, right? It's that thing. Becky said, no Briarfest for me this year. Did snag an alabaster pan for $20 from a local supplier. And Sarah got me the Black Welsh. Very cool. I still need to get the regular run version of the Welshie. So we need to do that. Oh, Morgan, I still need to get funds for Betty Boop. I'm going to keep the edition up on my website until she sells out. So it might be available for a little bit longer. So if you've been waiting to get something from the Briarfest sale, I think I have everything still available. The doll heads I'll probably keep as a forever thing up on the site. I'm going to put the Mulder and Scully back up as kind of permanent inventory. And there's been a whole bunch of the heads that have actually sold, which is kind of cool. Because head on a stick is fun. Especially when they're creepy looking with the lights. I was going to show you the mold too. So this is how the molds open for the heads. You can see the face up there. Just kind of fun. And then they just close up and get pinched with a elastic and they're good to go. So hopefully we see painted versions of the faces popping up in online maybe, and then show rings all over. That'd be very cool. The medallion, there's still a few of those left, but not a ton. And then Betty Boop's run, I have a whole bunch that are cast and that are in the process of being cleaned and shipped out starting this week. So yay, it'll be very exciting. The kitty is giving me some problems, but that's okay because I figured the cat would be trouble because there's always trouble when it's kitties. What scale is she again? She's traditional scale. So a traditional fell Shetland cross. I have pictures of her up on my website with let's see if I can find it here. Pictures of her up here beside a couple things for scale. So this is the Briar Welsh pony. You can see she's shorter. Shetlands tend to be a little bit shorter and Fells are kind of in the middle. That's her with Astrid. That's her with Tadpole. That's her with Fireheart for scale, which is kind of fun. And then Elfwin, so you can kind of see how she compares to other, what I have on hand at least, for ponies in resin as well. So that's kind of fun. And time payments are available if you need them. And yeah, that's been what I've been up to. Let's see. Sarah Edwards, I'm late. Is that Betty Boop? Yes, this is. And the one that I just showed on the screen because my lighting is horrible today. I can put that link in the chat if you're interested in taking a peek. All the stuff that was available on the website is up on this page, which is the new page. You can get to it from the home page. There's Betty Boops, there's Aura. That is the quite large Araby medallion. Dun, 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 dun. Here's my Flea Bit Gray kind of proof. Head size, pretty large actually, which is kind of fun. Just about 7 inches long. All the measurements and stuff are up on the site. Here are the doll faces. You can buy the head with hair or without hair and make it a wig or sculpt hair on yourself. Then there's the prints, and actually I updated the prints a little bit, which is kind of fun. I couldn't help myself because I have zero self-control. So I ended up getting some matting for the prints. So they're a little bit larger and they ship a little bit different than I was intending, but they're all matted and ready to frame, which is kind of cool. And then numbered, it's an edition of 40. And you can get it either with or without the sticker if you want to do the bundle. And the matting's black with the white trim around the middle. They are UV coated so that they're a little bit more protected from all of the light. And it comes with a little instruction card on how to take care of it. Don't put it in direct sunlight, that sort of thing. But it's all nice and framed and matted and ready to go up on your wall, which is kind of cool. And I was like, I ended up getting more and more stuff for it until I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna send it like this because I can't not mat them because they look really pretty. There are a couple of extras of the stickers as well from leftovers from the club that club members get first crack at, and then I put up publicly if there's still extras available. 3 stickers and then 1 of the medallions, and then the last of the Bitty Biters, the Scuttles, Noki, and Ruffles if you are looking for any of those. And then if you need time payments on anything, let me know. Betty Boops has that on her page, but for the last of the resins down here, I don't have time payments as an option on the page, I don't think. No, it just takes you right to the PayPal thing. So if you needed a time payments, just let me know. I can do that for you. Hi Sarah, good morning. Must have all the medallions. I know, it's like potato chips. I'll drop that link in the chat for the stuff that's still up on the website. So that page will stay up until stuff sells out. It might be my new kind of store page that I'll work off of. Brenda says the print is beautiful in person. I'm so glad you like it. I have to basically ship it in a flattened box because it's too big to fit in envelopes and it's crazy. So that I didn't think that you could do that before, but it works out really, really well. So Allison, good morning, or not morning where you are, but hello. Kim, hi, welcome. Let's see. I think that medallion would be an amazing gift for my old barn owner, maybe ever stallion. That'd be kind of cool. It's Araby. Speaking of medallions, I will start doing the peaks for the club medallion starting this week, which is very exciting. It's a little out of my normal wheelhouse a bit. It's a breed that I don't do very often and that feels a little bit weird to me, but very cool. And I can show you the back of the mold for size because it's about as big as the mold is. So again, about as big as my face because I can't keep things small. I think this one's got a lot of presence and that people are going to enjoy it. And I know a certain couple of people are going to really, really enjoy this one. So hopefully everybody does, but I know that this tickles the fancy of a couple people in very specific. So that's always fun. I like surprising and delighting. Speaking of surprising and delighting, the sticker for Betty Boops, I posted the progress of the art from sketch, the sketch that I did the night before my grandma passed, and then because it saves all the data, which is kind of cool, and then to coloring it and doing all the detailing, and then I put it on a really cool background. And this is a swaggy sticker that comes with your Betty Boops and your little kitten, because kitten is life. Kitten is cute. So cute. And she can sit on anybody's bum because she's just rounded perfectly to sit on other models. So if you don't want her to go with Betty Boops, that's totally fine. And I got these certificates ready to go. They are quite cute. And then on the back, they are signed and numbered in a embossing powder. So they are 3D, so you can feel them, which is kind of cool. And yeah, it's kind of neat. Has my signature and your number on it. Oh, thanks, Jody. So it's kind of fun. It's neat to see the progression of the piece kind of as I sketch it. It was at super speed because I don't even know how long the actual full video was, but the condensed sped up version, which it already does for me, was I think like 6 minutes, and it goes at like crazy speed. So I sped it up even more and then was playing with the video a little bit so it zooms in on different areas. You can see me do the dapples and stuff, which is kind of cool. So if you're interested in that, check it out. Deborah, Aura does not arrive painted. None of my resins are painted unless otherwise stated. So this one will be available for offers or auction at some point, and it'll be considered an artist proof because I did the sculpture and I did the paint. But generally they arrive white, and you can find your favorite painter to make it very pretty in whatever color you'd like. Quarter horse booty medallions. Just the bum. That's all it is. It's just the bum. We know what Katie likes. Let's see. Jody says, I can't wait to get Miss Boobs. I'm so excited. My grandma would have been so happy to see that people got her pony and loved her pony. It was just very cool. So on that note, I can't show you the medallion. I do have the new anniversary one that I'll be posting pictures of soon. This won't be for anybody signing up for the club going forward. This will be new for this month for shipping with the next 12 months of anniversaries. And then there'll be a new one for the next group. So if you sign up after this month, so in the next couple of days, if you sign up after Friday, you will get the next one in line and miss this cool one, which is very artistic and fun. And I've been playing with a lot of stuff. I am currently getting it ready for a mold, which is why I can't share pictures with you just yet. And yeah, I have to go in and shim the leg so that it can mold, which is a crazy thing. So it's got a couple of really challenging aspects to it that I think will be really fun, plus the artistic component. I like the anniversary ones because it lets me play a little bit more than your standard Medallion Club medallion. But I think you guys will really like it. I really like it. It's really fun. It kind of lets you, that would give it away. I can't say that. You'll see. When I share pictures, you'll see. I did get my Paint Pony sticker, club sticker and print of Sori. I think that's how you pronounce it. Of her horse of a different color, colorful horses. I can't remember the exact name of it. And that one's really dusty. But super cute. I like stickers. It's a thing. Let's see. Opens medallion box. Gets spooned. Could you even imagine? It's just like horse butt. I know what I'm sending to Katie. You know what's crazy? You were my first friend at Capital City Crunch way back when. Aw. That was a long, long time ago. That was a really interesting show in a very interesting area of a very interesting city. We'll just leave it at that. There are some weird live show stories, and that was definitely one of them. But I try and, if I'm going out to shows, say hi to all the people, especially if you're new, because I remember when I was new and it's hard being intimidated. And if you don't have somebody you're going with, you're like, what is going on here? And all these people seem to know each other. I don't even understand. So yeah. So the photos, you should share the photos. Do it. Soiree. Oh, soiree. Like the party. Okay, that makes sense. I thought it was like a different pronunciation. Oh, it has legs. This one does have legs. Okay, I can give you a little hint. If you don't want hints for the Medallion Club medallion, cover your ears and run away for a second. It is realistic and it is full body. That's all I'll tell you. So that means that there's a good likelihood that maybe the next one won't be as realistic, but you never know. So that's the thing. So yeah, I guess I have given you all of the updates except for this guy. This did pop up too. So this is the Destination series. It is Salzburg. It is a Noraker on the Bubble Butt Belgian Drafter. Very, very cute. These are terrible quality photos. Can I make it bigger and better? I can. Da, 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 da. Super cute. I like his little stumpy legs. He's so funny. And the color I really like as well. So that is the one that's available for people to enter for now. I can't remember when the deadline is. But if you're interested in a bubble butt drafter, then in Leopardapalooza, get on it. I was going to show you a quick thing about what the shims look like. I'm going to be using brass for the shims on this medallion, but you can do glue shims for them as well. This is a smooth on tutorial. What a shim basically is where there's this big gap, you can actually fill it in with something that's flat and thin, and it parts the mold there for you so that you don't actually, you can do a one-piece mold and it creates a parting line for you, and then you would just open it to the side. So most medallions are 2D. That means that, or they're not 2D technically, but in the mold world, they are a one-piece mold. That means that this whole piece is encased in one giant chunk of mold, and none of, like, there's not another piece to create it. Whereas something like this is technically a one-piece mold, but I've split it to kind of make two pieces in a sense, so I can get the piece out. And this medallion that I'm working on for the anniversary has a piece that sticks out that has a little window in a very awkward space that I'm going to try and shim. So we're getting experimental, and we'll see how this goes. So pray for me with the molding gods, because yeah, if it doesn't work out and I have to go to plan B, then I will let you guys know, because the anniversary boxes might be a little late if that's the case. But I have very good faith that this will work. I'm going to use a little piece of really thin brass underneath the part that sticks out that needs the shim, and that will part the mold for me, so I can pull the mold as normal, and basically it'll operate like this, where I will open up that one section, pop the piece out, that gets stuck because it has the hole in it, and then we'll go from there. So now that I've thoroughly confused you as to what the medallion's going to be, I will let you ponder on that while I go get that and other things ready. So if you have existing orders that you've paid in full for, I'll be shipping those fairly quickly here now that we are back into our normally scheduled program. And you will hear from me if you had time payments that I haven't invoiced you for yet. If you want to sign up for the club, you can do that to get discounts on all the resins and things that are available on the pages, and to get the newest Medallion Club medallion with the, you would have to add on an extra payment because this is a part month. So you'd be making half a payment, but you get the sticker otherwise. So there's that. Information for that's all on the page. My goodness, there's so many things to remember with the streams. And I think that is all for now. You might see a couple of painted pieces pop up in the next couple months, probably. And I might do another sale of stuff in September, October, like I normally do. I normally do a fall thing. So we will see what is available for that. Mwahaha. On that note, I will end that part of the stream and give you a quick update on the Miles to Mayhem craziness that was my last week, if you were interested in staying for that, because it's kind of like a hyperfixation. We ended up playing Miles to Mayhem, the home game, because my husband's truck was not ready to go, and we got rained out for the first 3 days, which means no racing at all. People were just sitting there waiting for the thing to start. So that threw it for a loop. Normally Alberta isn't very rainy, but it was this time for whatever reason. So instead, we made a list. You guys probably saw my list for some of you. It was a list on cardboard, kind of like roadkill. It had all the things we needed to do on it. We did basically none of those things because we needed to chase down a tick in the engine. Ticking is very bad. It can mean tick, tick, boom. So we had to fix it. The rockers, we ended up having to grind down pieces on. The bridges where the rockers hit, which opens and closes the valves. Well, yeah, to part of the valve train system that opens and closes the valves. And one was open when it shouldn't have been. So we fixed that, fixed part of the tick. Then we found out that the exhaust gasket was blown. So we had to fix that. We did so many other things on the truck. I made and cut out with a grinder, and I didn't weld this time, but sometimes I weld. I cut it out with a grinder, this nice little trap door that we put exit on, which is kind of fun. In the back where the exhaust goes through, when we do our racing exhaust, it sticks out the back of the bed of the truck. And when we do our normal straight exhaust, it sticks down and points to the ground because we don't have the stacky things for the truck, and it's nicer when it's on the ground. So crazy. It's been like, it was insane. I don't even know how many times we took apart the like valve train basically of the whole freaking engine. It went apart and together to see if it ticked, and then apart and together, and then apart and together. So we ended up playing Miles to Mayhem, the home game, but it was still fun. We spent a lot of time working some bugs out on the truck, and there is a street legal racing next weekend, I think. There's usually a couple of them that they do at like the Edmonton track, so we'll maybe try and do that. We'll see how it goes. We need the truck. It's running. It works really well now. We put in a couple of other new pieces, but we'll see how it goes. It's always fun to see how it comes together. A couple of our friends won Miles to Mayhem in their categories, or were at least placing in top 3, which is also very cool. It's great to see people doing really well. Chris is working on a transmission for a gentleman that has a super fast Duramax truck built out with lighter weight and stuff, and it's done really incredible things. It's the fastest Duramax, I think, in Alberta for sure, if not Canada or Western Canada, and used to be the fastest stock one, which is kind of neat. And it's kind of cool to have the transmission that my husband made in it, so kind of being a part of the magic. So yeah, that is how everything's been. I took the opportunity to get some more castings and things done, and to do a couple things in the studio, so the time was not wasted. But it was nice to be able to disconnect for a minute and do the things, and not have to race around in the rain and camp in the rain, because that would have sucked. So yeah, that was our time. We watched everybody else's chaos and like stuff too, but yeah, very cool. So yeah, that's what I've been up to for the last week, and trying to not have the dog explode when it has a bath from the sky baths he is not a fan of. If it rains, he's not a fan. He's like, I don't want to be outside when it's wet. I would rather be inside on the couch. And you don't see him in the background anymore because he's commandeered the couch in the shop area, which he has now determined is his. And he likes to cuddle up on it and sleep for most of the day because lazy dog. So, the Juggy giveaway, I will be doing that on the next stream, so on the 3rd, because everybody, if you want to enter for that too, you can do that by joining one of the clubs, and the deadline for that is the 31st, and then I will be doing all of the draw stuff, getting that all together to do for the 3rd for the next stream, which would be very cool. Thank you so much for mentioning that, Lizzie. I totally was going to, and I didn't make a list, so my brain squirreled too many times, and the Juggy was over there and my brain's over here. So thank you for rerouting me back. And also, if you're playing the drinking game, that counts as a squirrel. Size of your head for scale? For scale of which one? The anniversary medallion's actually like big. My whole head plus. Let me see. Dan saying it's fun to hear how you make the molds. That's a process I struggle with. Yeah, and I have the whole mold making process for Betty Boops recorded, and I'm editing it currently to put it up on the members page so that they can see the tutorial. I'll do probably a condensed version that I'll put on YouTube, and then the full version will be for members. And it shows some of the challenges that I had because there was a couple of unexpected things. I did a gloved mold of the face, which means there's no seams on her face at all. The mold lines go around, which is kind of cool. And that's something that a lot of mold makers will do just to avoid any distortions or seams on the face, because when you're cleaning seams, if your seams aren't 100% perfect, then you mar your face, and who doesn't like a nice perfect face? So yeah, Mold making is something that is very challenging because there's not a lot of tutorials out there on it, and there's so many different ways to do it. Smooth-On's website's really good. They have a lot of tutorials that way, but it's sometimes nice to see it specific for what you're looking for. And each pose changes, how the molds will work, and every mold maker seems to have a different style for doing stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to cover some of the bases for people that are looking, because we found it very challenging to find any information on it. I have a whole shelf full of videos on how to make molds. I've done online courses on how to make molds. I've got books on how to make molds, and it still can be very confusing. So hopefully I can visually, from a sculptor's perspective, explain how it works in a way that makes sense. So that hopefully will be coming very soon. It's a lot of, I don't even know how many hours of content I have to edit for that. And I'm trying to make it not like a 10-hour marathon. So pray for me for that too. My anxiety is already up for the next stream. Good luck, everybody. Yeah, it should be a really, really fun stream. So that'll kind of be the crescendo of the stream when I do the Juggy Draw. So it'll be 1 entry per month for all the members. And if you're a previous member that carried over, you get 2 entries for that, because you were awesome and you've stuck with me for a lot of you a long time, which I very, very much appreciate. The Medallion Club stuff is kind of what gives me the steady, reliable income. And these days it's a little more challenging. So I appreciate all of your dollars and all of your time and all of your shares and all of your likes and all of your comments and participation, because all of that makes a difference to what I do and being able to continue to do it and not have to go back to an office job somewhere, which would really suck. So thank you. And then all of the resin purchases kind of come and go, painted things come and go. So Medallion Club and the clubs now have given me a consistent, predictable income. And I know the content on the online thing, I need to add some more stuff. It's the editing part. I have so many videos. I should just put them up there raw and be like, until I edit it, here you go. Here's thousands of hours of stuff that I filmed for you. But yeah, that stuff's gonna hopefully pick up here again soon. The mold making one being a huge component. I'm gonna maybe switch gears a little bit and do some smaller videos so that there's some trickle out. And then because the mold making one's a big honking thing. So, but we need it. We need to know how to do these things, and especially for people that want to get into it. It's such a wild, wild west of where do you start? How do you need to teach your brain how to think in a totally different way? All right, on that note, I love you guys. I will see you next time. If you want ponies, they are on the website. If you have questions, you can email me. If you need time payments, email me. And I will see you next Sunday for the big draw. All right, love you guys. Oh, and peaks this week. So I'll post those soon too. All right, love you. See you next week. Have a good one. Pray for me with the medallion, because that's going to be interesting with the little peaky hole. All right.